All right, ladies, it's been great to be together. I want to guide us through a prayer of the heart meditation. And to do so, I'm just going to remind us of a few of those givens, the particularly important ones, as we get into this prayer of the heart experience that flows out of the Gospel of Mary. Remembering that the Gospel of Mary has this underlying understanding that there are two worlds. There's a spiritual world and there's a world of matter. These are like concepts that Mary is speaking of in the gospel itself, and that she's questioning the teacher about. The disciples have been questioning the teacher about matter as well, and we'll get into that as we dive deeper into the gospels. But to remember that there is a spiritual world. It exists, and actually, according to the Gospel of Mary, it actually is like more real than the world of matter. And as you're looking at this slide a little bit, you can remember that the concepts that Mary is actually going to ask the teacher, like, how is it that I see? How is it that I see you now in this vision? Lord, I had a vision of you this morning is kind of what she's saying. Like, how's it I'm seeing this? And she's wondering, does she see through what Jeanne Lelou uses the word psyche, which I think is the most helpful for us in the Western world, especially American Western world folks, that we have this sense of like, is it through the psyche that we see, that we have these visions, that we can like encounter God? Is it through the spirit, which in Johnny Lalou's like understanding of the Gospel of Mary, the word pneuma that's used there, I really think he's landing on this understanding of pneuma as like the great spirit, the Holy Spirit. Sometimes we use that word as Christians, but like the great spirit, this like aspect of God that is within us. So, or is that how we have this vision? This is what Mary is asking the teacher. And the teacher comes forth and says, it's not through the soul or the psyche. It's not through the pneuma. It is through the nous. It is through, in Cynthia Bourget's language translation of that, the nous is the spiritual eye of the heart, which is why we even have something called like a heart-centered meditation, because it's not like our physical heart. This is the energy of the heart. So for those of us familiar with energy work, with the chakras, this would be the heart chakra, that like as the heart chakra is open, it literally is like this portal that allows these worlds, the spiritual world in us and the physical world in us, the ability to be unified. It's like the aim, the hope of this prayer is that there is that settling into this sacred union. And a whole new thing is birthed out of that. So sometimes you'll hear me actually invite us to question, to ask soul, well, not soul, spirit, pneuma, to speak to us, to like give us wisdom, to reveal to us. Maybe we speak of that as God, to reveal to us what we need to see, to perceive, to know, the vision we need to have. So remembering that, and the quick down and dirty, Jeanne Lelou's understanding of the fourfold anthropology, like what does it mean to be an anthropos, which is also used throughout the Gospel of Mary. The anthropos, the true human one, is the way that the Common English Bible translation of the canonical Bible actually uses what traditionally was used as Son of Man, which is still used in some of the Gospel of Mary translations. You'll see the word there, the Coptic and the Greek word that's used there, Coptic has a smidge different word, is anthropos. Anthropos, a Greek word, is the true human one, which for years has just been tied to Jesus. But the Gospel of Mary is showing us like he has come to wake us up to this. This is the process. Knowing that we are body, psyche, soul, and pneuma, and that we have this nous. It's the spiritual technology that like allows us to connect between. So I'm going to invite you to get yourself like settled. Sometimes I do the heart center meditation laying down. I prefer to do it that way often, but I've really been practicing lately to do it in like an erect position, like kind of comfy in a chair, but still in a position where I don't feel tension in my body. And it's helpful to have our feet flat on the earth, the ground. So somewhere underneath your feet is earth, even if you're in a high-rise building. Your energy tendrils just need to be sent a little bit further down into the earth. So I'll invite you to close your eyes. Because again, we're not necessarily seeking to perceive through the physical senses, according to the Gospel of Mary. It's through the nous. All right. So let's settle in, take a few deep breaths. One way to kind of track what's going on in your body is to try to breathe from your belly and see if anything's stuck anywhere. And like, can you hold your belly and your diaphragm is like super, like out far, like as the squeeze box, and then they're going to squeezed in. The squeeze box gets squeezed in as we exhale. So let's do another deep breath from the belly. Hold it for a moment before you release it. I find in my experiences when I release it more slowly than I took it in, that my, like, something seems to settle in me. It's called the parasympathetic nervous system. But when we breathe out longer, like our nervous system begins to settle. So we can get into this place of being ready to journey, being ready to be in this prayer of the heart. We might even want to place our palms on top of one another, on top of the energy center of our heart, which is in the center of our chest, and begin to awaken that energy center as we breathe. Continue to be paying attention to the soles of your feet and the energy that you are either feeling coming from your soles of your feet into the earth, or you might begin to feel the energy of the earth coming into the soles of your feet. We want that to happen. This is a very like present way to be in prayer. We're not trying to travel someplace far away and like escape our energy system. We're trying to stay right here in our own energy and connect with the pneuma that lives within. Through this energy of our heart. So when we feel like we are in a relaxed position, when the tensions and the distractions of the day are maybe like floating away finally, we need to take one more deep breath. And as we release it, let's set that intention that we are connecting through the nous with the pneuma, the spirit that is within. So through the heart, I experience it as like a deepening more and more and more into the heart, into the lower chakras, whatever exactly it is. It's, for me, it feels like a deepening experience. It's a settling, a centering, and a deepening experience. And then truly setting that intention to connect. And like Megan Watterson uses the mantra, which I will show you in our PowerPoint. I'm going to skip this right now. She uses the words to return to the love that is in you. So whenever we're feeling pulled off, we can breathe once again. Pay more attention to the energy center of our heart with that intention, internal intention that we are returning to the love or the pneuma, however you want to say that is in me. You can even think of this as a welcoming, like how would I greet my best friend when my best friend is coming back to my doorstep and I've not seen him or her for forever. And I am so excited to be able to settle into these moments, to have that reunion with my best friend. This capital B, capital F friend that lives within. the pneuma that is within. And in the time of stillness, we merely pay attention. And as this time of journeying together is just getting started, we may simply ask pneuma within today, the love that is within that I'm seeking to return to. Who am I? Like literally asking pneuma to reveal to me, who am I? Me, this me that is Jule. Who am I? Like, what does pneuma want me to know about who I am? We'll settle into the stillness to notice what we are receiving. If you feel like you're starting to get spun up in your head, or you're really starting to think about, yeah, who am I? What am I? What am I all about? Take a deep breath, drop back in to the center of your chest, to your heart, and settle back into the stillness, centeredness, to allow pneuma to reveal to you. We're not asking your brain to tell you something right now. We're not trying to figure this out rationally. This is not about the utilization of the left brain. This is about this quieted heart that is ready to receive whatever gift pneuma has for it. Especially around this question, who am I? I'm going to settle into silence, extended silence now as we listen. And whenever you're pulled off, you come back with your breath, with your return to the center of the heart. You can even use that mantra from Megan Watterson, I'm returning to the love that is in me. Okay, we're going to take a few more moments together in this prayer of the heart that I often refer to as the heart-centered meditation. And before we depart this time of stillness, I invite us to take another deep breath from the belly, holding it for a moment at the top of the wave before you allow it to release, for that wave to like crash on the shore as you exhale. This time setting the intention to show some form of inward gratitude for what has been revealed. Literally thanking Numa, the God that is within you, for whatever you have received today. And then when you're ready, I'll invite you to bring your hands back to the center of your chest if they have been elsewhere. Perhaps you've had your hands palms up in like a ready position. Many of us pray in that way. Bring your hands back to the center of your chest, your palms over one another. And there's a sense before we open our eyes and come back into the physical realm of our days, the matter world of our days, that we remember that the spiritual world continues. So what we have received here today, in these moments before we open our eyes and come out of this stillness, I invite us to find, I want us to imprint what we've experienced on ourselves. So for instance, in my own experience, I was asking Numa, who am I? Beloved came. And so I want to find a way to imprint on my body and psyche, I am beloved. I am beloved. I am beloved. And I might just have to make a commitment to myself if this is what I have received, that I am beloved. I might need to make a commitment to myself when any other word comes forth, any other thing I'm doing that pulls me off of me remembering that I am beloved, that I come back to this moment where I've had imprinted, even in my heart right now, imprinting I am beloved, according to Numa. So that on a cellular level, I begin to change, what's come forth from this prayer of the heart, from this meditation of the heart, begins to take form in the substance of my days. And when we're ready, we can open our eyes and come back to our connection with one another and also to the connection with all things. So there we have our prayer practice we'll be using throughout this journeying with Mary the Magdalene through word and image. And I guess I should have also added through heart-centered prayer. I look forward to seeing you next time. And I hope you come back to this meditation each day. You can actually change that question, or you might want to keep at it each time you come to this meditation, but you also could change that question that you pose to Numa when you're in that settled, still place. You may want to ask the next question along the way that might arise for you out of the matter of your days, of what's going on for you in the world. It might be you want to say, Numa, how can I receive rest? Or how can I get space from whatever I'm struggling with this day? And allow Numa to then reveal to us. Allow God within to reveal to us. All right? Look forward to seeing you next time. Have a wonderful week.